When we look astrology and Mughals, it seems an oxymoron. But I would like to congratulate Sri M.J. Akbar that he has removed the wheel. The fact of the matter is totally different. In the first chapter of Ain-e-Akbari, 3/4 of the chapter is dedicated to the horoscope of Akbar. And this I am having a very personal experience from childhood. You might be remembering the old Mughal-e-Azam movie, in which at the starting point, when Anarkali was standing there like a statue, and when Salim was almost there to see, Durjan Singh comes and he says that before the sunrise, if you want to see any statue, it will be a bad omen. उसमें वो कहता है, राज ज्योतिषी का कहना है कि सुबह का सूरज उगने से पहले साहब आलम का किसी मुजस्समे को देखना एक अपशकुन होगा. Then सलीम सेज कि संतराश कह रहा है कि ये ऐसा मुजस्समा है जिसमें आशिक अपना दिल और सिपाही अपनी तलवार और बादशाह उसकी हुकूमत रख देगा. Then he used to say, संतराश का दावा और राज जोशी का शगुन दिलचस्पी की हदों को पार कर रहे हैं. And he unveils the statue. और फिर जो हुआ, the अपशकुन was okay. It happened. So what happened in my childhood, I asked several of my seniors, कि he was asking about Raj Jyotishi. Was there something like Raj Jyotishi? And they were believing in the Shakun by an astrologer in Mughal time. And to my surprise, I used to live in Old Lucknow. They said, yes, it was correct. And when I grew up, I found it very peculiar that one set of historians which dominated the entire academic era of post-independence India, they used that same Ain-e-Akbari, Jahangir-nama, Babar-nama, Tazzuke-Babari, Fatwat-e-Firoz Shahi for selective taking. Oh, this thing is very appropriate to portray Akbar as great. Whether it was great or not great, that is a different thing. But he was most accomplished among all the Mughal emperors. But in the same book, the basis of the greatness which was mentioned, deny it. And that was the horoscope of the Akbar. So I would like to congratulate the today's Akbar that he has removed the he has removed that oxymoronish stand and make it that it was clear, categorical and okay. And not only this, in the same book he has mentioned that Jahangir's granddaughter, he was told by an astrologer, for 3 years you have not to see the face of your granddaughter, otherwise it will be a bad omen. And for 3 years he's followed the same. And not only this, if you look, it was such a deep impact on not only the Mughal politics in India, even the Baghdad was founded on 31st of July 762 at 2:52 a.m. p.m. Why? Because the Sagittarius was rising with the Jupiter. और जिनको थोड़ी बहुत ज्योतिष पता होगी, धनु राशि बृहस्पति की अपनी राशि है. And it's very powerful in Sagittarius. Maybe a reason, whether somebody believes or not, that why the only place of knowledge which was having most prominent place in the entire Islamic history was Baitul Hikmat of Baghdad. Because that was founded in that time in which the Sagittarius was rising with the Jupiter as the dominant position. And not only this, as Akbarji has mentioned in his book, and he also mentioned in his talk, that they used to believe in the Tengrism. And Tengrism was not just followed by Mughals, it was also by the Mongols. But what is Tengrism? It is nothing but an distorted form of Tantra. And you will say you were trying to extrapolate, then I would like to go and search on internet the mausoleum of Genghis Khan. You will see a clear-cut Trishul and Shrangi both outside the picture of the Genghis Khan. Because they believe in Tengrism, और भारतीय परंपरा में तंत्र के देवता शिव हैं. तंत्र सूत्र सारा शिव पार्वती को बताते हैं. So that shows the level of influence which was having. As Shahjaji was telling, it was not compartmentalism. It was the impact which they were embracing. That's why you have seen most of the Mughal empires were not in the Arabic dresses. They were in the exactly same dresses which the Rajput kings were wearing. But if you will say, then you will say, oh, it means those people were supporting. No. say with confidence that they were influenced by us. They were accepting Indian tradition, and the culture was dominating over the religion in some cases. And one more thing, whether people might be knowing or not knowing, Abdul Rahim Khana, who is a commander-in-chief of Akbar, who has also written a book on Vedic astrology, that too in Sanskrit. The name of the book is Khet Kautukam. And even in the Persian versions and in the Arabic versions, such a great respect for India. Al-Banuni writes that the Indians are having such a level of prosperity, such a high level of moral values, no discrimination, and he was saying that each and every decision they take as per the positions of stars. He is telling 1,000 years back. And now if I ask you, name a single civilization in the world today in which the incidences of the society and incidences of your personal life are decided by the movement of stars, तो केवल आज की डेट में इंडियन और हिंदू सोसाइटी है. शादियां कैसे तय होती हैं? ये 14 दिसंबर से 14 जनवरी तक क्यों नहीं होती हैं? धनुर्मास होता है. अगर शुक्र अस्त हो जाएगा, if the Jupiter is down, this Venus is down and Jupiter is down, marriages will not take place. Because as per the Vedic astrology, for boys, Venus and Moon are the main important planet for marriage, and for girls, Jupiter and Moon is the main important planet. So if anybody is combust, the muhurt will not be good. And almost 99% society follows that. अब अगर आपसे पूछा जाए कि गृह प्रवेश करना है, मुहूर्त देखो, नौकरी ज्वाइन करनी है, मुहूर्त देखो, and now forget about muhurt. What is muhurt? It is the relative positions of planet. Now forget about all what is happening here in astrology and others. I would like to ask, the biggest scientific achievement in the theoretical physics was Einstein's theory of relativity, of which Mr. Carpentier was mentioning. He has said that this world is not just in space, X, Y, Z, 3 dimension. It's a complex conjugate of time and space both. And he has added the 4th dimension, that is time. And if I ask you, what is the most accurate measuring parameter of time? You will say it is 7 p.m. here in Delhi, but it is different in the different parts of the world. So you have got a standard GMT, which will be a benchmark for the entire world. But if I ask you, which will be the most accurate and equally applicable measuring parameter of time on Earth, on Moon, on Jupiter, or any point in the space in solar system, even in the galaxy? It is only and it can only be the relative positions of planet. So relative positions of planet means muhurt is nothing but the most accurate, most scientific, equally applicable measuring parameter of Einstein's 4th dimension, that is time in the space. And this is not just an extrapolation. Today, if we are ready to accept, we should accept. We are the only civilization in the world which is continuing with the same tradition, with the same scientific attitude. That's why in all the scriptures you will find n number of references of astronomical angles. Because आज मान लीजिए ये दुनिया खत्म हो जाए, and you are saying today is 21/1/2026. After 5,000 years, if some document has come in which 21/1/2026 is written, nobody will be able to understand what does this figure means. But if you have mentioned the moon is in that place, Jupiter is in that place, Venus is in that place, then even after 50,000 years you can determine this was the time. That's why it is the most accurate measuring parameter of the time. And it is derived from where? There are 6 ang of Vedas: Shiksha, Kalpa, Nirukta, Chand, Vyakaran, Jyotish. So Jyotish is one of the 6 parts of Vedas. And it is said that it is the eyes of Vedas. वेदों की आंख है. And why it is said eyes? I will just say, if your eyes are closed, so you can just feel a space around your body. So if I ask you to go out of the Habitat Center, it may take 15-20 minutes because you will keep on touching and then going. The moment your eyes are open, you can visualize the space much, much beyond your physical standing. In the same manner, in the time frame, your mind can analyze only the present time frame, and by logic and counter logic, logic and counter logic is like moving with the closed eyes, touching here and touching there. The moment your eyes of Vedas, that is astrology, is open, you can see well ahead in time frame what's going to be there. If somebody believes or somebody not believes, it is up to them. वैसे मैंने एक बार ये बात बोली भी थी, तो उस पर बहुत सारे लोग आजकल कूद पड़ते हैं कि नहीं साहब ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. I said, when the moon moves, there is an impact on water on earth. And our body is comprising of 70% water and the brain is comprising of the 90% water. How you can say it is not impact on the water? Then people used to jump. Oh, gravitational force is so less. How can such a small bowl of water can be affected by moon? Oh, I have never said it is due to gravitational force. It is some other force which you are not able to understand. I will give you example. Till the remote technology has not come, then nobody would have said that a 100 kg gate can be opened by remote. They will say electron is having a weight of 10 raised to the power 9.1 into 10 raised to the power 9 minus 41 kg. How can it move the 100 kg weight? No, it goes inside, triggers the electron in the intermolecular space, creates a current, and then currents creates a motor, and that dynamo removes movement in the door. In the same manner, there are certain things which comes in the our water in the mind that can trigger a reaction, and that's why there was so much of belief, irrespective of religion, irrespective of caste and community. So these things which are mentioned here, I think, as he has mentioned, even Aurangzeb, who was considered most against, he has also predicted. That's why the title of the book is After Me Chaos. भाई मतलब मैं तो ये कहना चाहूँगा, इट्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग बुक. अगर आप पढ़ेंगे तो आपके ज्ञान चक्षु खुल जाएंगे जो बाएं हाथ से बंद करके रखे गए थे. इसलिए just I want to say, even the Aurangzeb was having belief that there will be, after him, it will be a chaos. And the chaos happened. And it is recorded. And one more thing, somebody uses to say, no, everything is predicted after it has happened. So I would like to tell you, there is a Hollywood movie, The Man Who Saw Tomorrow. It was made in 1983. Around 1 hour 10 minutes. YouTube पे जाके देखिएगा, उसके अराउंड आप देखिएगा. Referring to Nostradamus, it was said that the sky, fire will fall from sky and the man-made mountains in New York City will collapse. It happened in 2001. The movie was there in 1983, and I have seen that movie in 1986. ठीक है, मानिए न मानिए, it's up to you. But even the Mughals were accepting, but the Macaulay and Marx are not accepting. This is the irony, that because they have cut off from the culture, because they are having a fear. Because there was a Russian thinker also, his name was Alexander Chezovsky. He has drawn correlation between all the revolutions in the world with the spots on the sun. And you know, instead of studying those things, Stalin has put him in the jail. Because if it is proven that it has been inspired by the movement of the sun, then ये proletariat और इसका क्या होगा, proletariat and bourgeois? The entire theory will collapse. So this was a fear, because lastly I would like to say, in the entire system of India, from Vedic age even to Mughal age, it was accepted the basic motive of astrology is not to know the future. It is a very minuscule side effect. It is being discovered and it is being taught just to tell you that most of the thing in the world goes by a predetermined motion, so that it creates a sense of detachment in you. Because sense of detachment is the first and foremost foundation of spiritualism. And what is scientific? Scientific is that thing which is having 4 dimensions. It can be physically observed, it can be numerically quantified, mathematically formulated, and planets can be physically observed, the motion can be determined, they can be numerically formulated. But spiritualism started when you think, I am not doing everything, there is a huge system which decides. Man proposes and God disposes. This inference gives you indication that it is not you who is deciding all the things. It is a huge system of nature which is taking care of the, and there the sense of detachment, जैसे कहते हैं ना दृष्टा भाव उत्पन्न होना. So this was a foundation of religious, spiritual, inner journey. You are moving towards inner journey. It's not for knowing this and that, and because nature has kept a wheel on that. And as he has mentioned in his book, various, even हिंदुओं में तो जो पुजारी होते थे अलग है, even the Muslims, only Maulanas used to practice. Why? If I ask you, which is the biggest mystery of nature? The biggest mystery of nature is what is going to be there in the future. And if you want to peep in the future, it means you are trying to break the law of nature. Then nature will hit back with the inertia. So you have to have connection with some supernatural force in order to sustain that inertia and misguidance. So that's why there was a requirement to do this, not just mathematical calculation, with some pious devotion. Then only you will be succeeded, otherwise there will be an impact. So I would like to say, even he has mentioned several things very significant. जैसे ज्योतिक राय शब्द है. He has used the word for shoes, charan dharan, during Mughal Empire. Sis Sobha for cap. They are pure Sanskritized word, and they were having no hesitation in accepting those things. But unfortunately, due to politics, it has become troublesome. वो लास्ट में मैं फिर ये बोल देता हूँ, बताइए साहब, बड़ा फेमस हिंदी फिल्म का गाना है ना, मन तड़पत हरि दर्शन को आज, मोरे तेरे बिन बिगड़े सगरे काज. Who has written this? Shakil Badayuni. Who has given the music? Naushad Ali. And who has sung the song? Mohammad Rafi. आज तो फतवा जारी हो जाता. Because we have become, and this is not a political issue, but you can understand the inverted commas, कि भाई फतवा जारी हो जाता, but at the time it was okay. और वो मैंने तो वो सुना था, साहिर लुधियानवी, he was also leftist, पर वो रोम रोम में बसने वाले राम जगत के स्वामी हैं अंतर्यामी, में तुझसे क्या मांगू. It was नील कमल का गाना उन्होंने लिखा. So I would like to say that this book has put a light on a very peculiar, unique subject, which is having all three aspects. One for knowledge, one for society, even one for cultural and politics also. Those who want to create a trouble, जिसको आप so called गंगा जमुनी तहजीब कहते हैं, अरे देखना तो इसमें देखो भैया. वैसे तो ऑन द लाइटर नोट में कहूँगा, गंगा जमुनी तहजीब गंगा जमुना के मैदान से आती है, न हुआंगो सीक्यांग से आती है और न दजला फराज से आती है. तो इफ यू हैव टू सी, लुक एट हियर. सो इट इज हैविंग वेरी सिग्निफिकेंट इम्पैक्ट. जब आपको, वैसे तो देखिए मैं ये कहूँ कि मैंने पढ़ा है पूरा, तो ये ठीक नहीं लगता है. मैंने अकबर साहब से पूछा था कि इसमें कौन कौन से पोर्शंस हैं. देखिए, अगर हम ये कहें कि आई हैव रेड द इंटायर बुक, then it will be that this is because of the crisis of credibility for the politicians. But Akbar Sahab has asked me, if you will start reading the book, you will be so engrossed. And I felt that when I start moving the chapters, I said, oh, this is mentioned, that is mentioned. And since my childhood I have mentioned, अरे भाई रूहों का वर्णन है, जिन्नातों का वर्णन है इसी में, आईने अकबरी में, ये तहकीके हिंद में, शाहजहांनामा में. There are so many things, but all those things are denied. One thing is picked up. So I will say कि अब एक नया एरा आ रहा है. एस्ट्रोलॉजिकली भी समझ लीजिए कुछ नया एरा आने वाला. इससे ज़्यादा मैं नहीं बोलूँगा, उसका मीनिंग कुछ और निकाल लिया जाएगा. Within 5-7 years you will see कि as प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैड सेड, दिस इज अमृत काल. और उन्होंने कहा था कि इट इज अ वेरी सिग्निफिकेंट टाइम फॉर इंडिया टू अशर इन ए न्यू एरा. ही हैज यूज्ड अ फ्रेज, यही समय है, सही समय है, भारत का अनमोल समय है। तो वो जो समय है उसकी हॉरोस्कोप बना के देख लीजिए, विद इन फ्यू ईयर्स यू विल बी एबल टू रियलाइज। मतलब थोड़ा सा टॉपिक से डाइवर्ट होकर एक छोटी सी बात बताता हूं, नाटो बिखर रहा है। दे आर सेइंग मीगा, मेक अमेरिका ग्रेट अगेन, मागा। तो दिस इज अ कैंडिड acceptance that America is not great now. So America is not great now, Europe is struggling, and China is facing some peculiar problems, Middle East is involved in other type of conflicts. So if you see that there is a only civilization in the world which is having capability to create a coherence in the so-called clash of civilization, it is only India. तो ये दिखाई भी पड़ रहा है और इसे एक्सेप्ट भी कर लीजिएगा। कभी कभी कहते हैं ना कि अब ये वक्त आ गया है, जो अभी शाजिया जी ने कहा ना, वर्शिपिंग सन। तो भारत का सूर्य उभरने वाला है, उदय होने वाला है, सही लग्न में, सही राशि में, सही नक्षत्र में, और भारत को एक नई दिशा में दे जा रहा है। तो लास्ट आई विल से, वी आर हैविंग ए ग्लोरियस पास्ट टू इंस्पायर, and a golden future is waiting. Only we need to be cautious and careful in the present. As in a Hindi couplet, गौरवशाली था भूत, भूत means past काल, गौरवशाली था भूत, भविष्यत भी महान है, अगर संभालें आप उसे जो वर्तमान है।